We'll come to a comfortable sitting position and close the eyes. Make sure the spine is straight and the head and neck are in alignment with the spine. And ensure the shoulders are back and down but relaxed. And place the hands on the knees in a mudra of your choice. You may like to curl the index finger to the base of the thumb and put the other 3 fingers together and face them either palms up or palms down. We'll take some time now to settle the body. We'll take a long, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, release all the events of the day. And again, take another long, deep yogic breath. And as you exhale, release all of the interactions and conversations that you've had today, whether they've been in person, on the phone, or even digital conversations. Just let them all go. And then again, take another long, deep inhalation. And this time, as you exhale, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything you need to do after the class. And instead, allow yourself to be right here in this moment. Give this time to yourself. And scan the awareness now through the body very slowly and gently but consciously, beginning with the feet. And just check in as you move your awareness up through the feet and the legs, up through the body. Just check in to see how you're feeling at this moment. Gently moving the awareness now up into the knees, into the thighs and the buttocks, up through the back and the spine. Observe how you're feeling in the fingers and in the hands and in the wrists. Bring the awareness now up through the arms and the elbows, the upper arms and the armpits. Now up into the shoulders and into the neck and the throat. Up into the face and into the back and the top of the head. Now bringing in the awareness to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti. And I'll chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to the wisdom traditions, respect between teacher and student and teacher, so we will all learn together without ill will. Breathing in. Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinatmadhitamastu ma vedvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. And in the class, we're going to begin from the standing position, which is not what we usually do, but from a standing position. So very mindfully and consciously come up to standing. I will demonstrate as well. But when you first come up to standing, make sure that the feet are together and that the weight is evenly distributed on the left and the right foot. Allow the arms to hang gently by the sides and also ensure that the spine is straight and the head and neck are in alignment. And allow your shoulders to fall back, open the chest up to allow for greater breath into the lungs. Just take a few moments just to feel steady and comfortable and feel the earth beneath your feet. And our first practice is Bandha Hasta Uttanasana. So what we need to do is bring the feet to about hip width apart, making sure that you're steady. Cross the arms in front of the body. Inhale, and as you inhale, raise the arms above the head with the arms still crossed and stretch up through the torso. Exhale, open the arms up with the palms facing up and stretch out through the fingers. Inhale. Now bring the arms crossed above the head once more. Exhale, bringing the arms down in front of the body. This is one round. Complete another 4 rounds. And you might find as well, once you open the arms up and out, it's a good idea to also tilt the head back slightly. So complete 5 rounds in total, synchronizing the breath with the movement, aiming to achieve that body, breath, mind connection. And as you make it to your 5th round in your own time, come back to a standing Shavasana with the feet back together. And again, just taking the time to observe the effects of the practice. And next we'll do Tadasana. So the next 3 postures that we do in the Satya and the yoga tradition, it's advised that if you do these daily, it really helps with the health of your spine and also just your general inner health. So we'll begin with Tadasana, which is the palm tree pose. This is a little balance posture as well. So before you begin, find a point on the wall just to fix your gaze so you can concentrate. Bring the feet together, but comfortably together. And then interlock the hands, the fingers in front of the body, making sure the arms are straight. And again, making sure the spine is straight and head and neck are in alignment. You're gazing at that point. Then with the straight arms, with the fingers interlocked, bring them above the head And then come up onto the front of the feet and stretch right up through the torso like you're a long rubber band. It's a full body stretch. And then when you're ready to come out of it, bring the hands to the top of the head and bring the feet back down, the heels back down to the floor. So this is one round, complete 5 rounds. And with the final round, try to hold it for a bit longer, 3 to 5 breaths if you can. If not, that's okay. And you might find it easy as you begin the practice to raise the arms up first and then come onto the fronts of your feet rather than the other way around. And remember to breathe in the position as well. And on your final round, come back again to standing Shavasana. Allow the arms to hang loose. And just observe the movement of energy around the body. And our next practice is the swaying palm tree pose. So for this one, you don't have to, but you may want to go long ways on your mat. Otherwise, you can always just put your feet at hip width apart. Again, clasp the interlock the hands together with the palms facing down. And for this one, raise again above the head, stretching right up in the center. Then dip the left foot into the carpet and lean over to the right with the arms, keeping them straight, making sure that the body is upright, not leaning forward or back. And feel a stretch up the left side of the body. And inhale back to center, stretch up in the middle. Exhale, dig the right foot into the floor and lean over to the left side. Again, keeping the arms straight and feeling the stretch up the right side of the body. Inhale and back to center, stretching up. This is one round. Complete 5 rounds in total. And imagining that your body is in between 2 sheets of glass to make sure that you stay upright. But try not to lean forward or back and keep the arms straight as well. Just adds to the stretch. And when you've completed the practice, again, come back to standing Shavasana, rest the arms, allow them to hang loose. Make sure the spine's straight. Bring the feet back together. And just notice what's happening in the body after that practice. And the third practice in that sequence is Kati Chakrasana, which is a spinal twist. So for this one, bring the left hand to the right shoulder and wrap the right arm behind the waist gaze over the right shoulder. And then inhale, bringing the arms out to the side, placing the right hand over the left shoulder, wrapping the left arm around the body, around the waist, gazing over the left shoulder. And feeling that twist in the spine. So this is one round. Complete 5 rounds in total. You can even do it a bit more dynamically if you want to, or just continue with the slow, smoother movement. And again, when you completed the practice, come back to that standing Shavasana, just to check in, feeling steady and comfortable. If you could just wait a second. Okay. So now that we've finished that practice, we'll move on now to a practice called Trikonasana. So for this one, I'll demonstrate you. For this one, it is easier if you're long ways on your mat, but I'll just show you this front on so you can see what I'm doing. For this one, make sure your feet, your legs are wide apart, wider than your hips, but not, so that you're comfortable and steady. Point the right toe out and bring the left toe in just a little bit, making sure that you're standing up straight, bringing the arms out to the side, and you're facing forward. Bring the right elbow to the right knee. This is the first stage, and just bring the left arm up, palm facing forward, and you can either look up at the palm or you can look straight ahead. The next stage for this one is to actually bring the hand down to the inside of the ankle, if you want to go that far. But if not, just stay at this position and hold for a few moments. And then when you're ready, bring the arms out to the side, bring the right foot in, and then point the left toes out. And then bring the elbow to the left elbow to the left knee. Bring the arm straight up with the palm facing forward. And again, either looking up at the palm or straight ahead is fine. And then if you want to go further, bring the palm facing forward, but to the inside of the ankle, and just hold for a few moments. So complete another 2 rounds on each side. And with the final round, try to just hold for 3 to 5 breaths, just a little bit longer. And when you finish, come back to standing. Bring the feet back together. And just see what's happening. Check in what's happening in the body after that practice. And when you're doing practices like that, if you're not familiar, it's also a good idea just to check in to see what your thoughts are then, whether it's like whether you like it or dislike it or just what's going on for you. Our final standing posture now is a posture called Dvikonasana. And again, I will demonstrate. So with the feet about hip width apart, maybe a little bit further apart, standing up straight, spine and head and neck are in alignment. Clasp the hands behind the body. And the first stage is just to come to be there so that you're parallel to the floor. And when you are, and that feels comfortable, lift the arms off the back without pushing or straining in any way. That's the first stage. And then bring the arms back to the back and then come back up to standing. The next stage for this one is, again, bringing the torso down towards the knees and then bringing the arms as far as is comfortable off the back while still being clasped together. And then when you're ready, bring the arms back to the back and then bring the torso back up to standing. So complete 5 rounds and just hold for however is comfortable for you. And just explore the position, particularly if it's a new position for you. And when you've completed the practice, again, just stand in Shavasana and allow the arms to rest. It's quite a strong practice on the arms. And then when it's right for you, come down so that you're on all fours for Majjhariasana, the cat posture. So in this position, ensure that the hands are directly below the shoulders and the knees are directly below the hips, and the spine is straight and the head is in a neutral position. Inhale and bring the head up and arch the back down so you're pointing the abdomen towards the floor. And stretch through the arms as well, just to increase the effect of the practice. Then exhale and gently bring the arms down, arch the back up to the ceiling, again pushing through the arms. This is 1 round. Complete another 4 rounds, so 5 rounds in total, and ensure that the movement is fluid and smooth and that you're aiming to coordinate the breath with the practice. And when you've completed your 5th round, come back into Shashankasana, the child posture. So bringing that buttocks back to the heels, allowing the forehead to rest on the floor. And if that's not right for you, you can always make fists and rest your head on your fists. You can always bring the arms back towards the buttocks as well. That's another way you can do the practice. But just allow the body to release into the floor and release into the practice. And then when it's right for you, lie down in Shavasana with your head in this direction. Very gently and consciously. Lying on the back with the palms facing the sky, and allow the legs to relax. Take a long, deep yogic breath, and as you exhale, allow the body to melt into the floor and feel the spine against the floor. And now our final posture this evening for this class is another spinal twist. So for this one, bring the feet in front of the buttocks on the floor with the knees together. Now with the arms, you can either bring the arms out at shoulder height, out straight, or you can put them behind the head as long as the elbows can touch the floor comfortably. Exhale and bring the knees to the right side, so together onto the right side, and turn the head to the left. And just hold the position, allow the body just to release and ease into it, and feel the spinal twist. And then when it's right for you, inhale and bring the knees back to center. Exhale, bring the knees to the left and turn the head to the right. And when you are coming out and moving back to center, make sure you bring the head back to center at the same time as the knees. And so this is 1 round. Complete another 4 rounds, so 5 rounds in total. And this one can be done very slowly. And after your final round, lie back in Shavasana. And now in Shavasana, observe the effects of all of the practices that you've undertaken so far in this class. And observe the movement of energy around the body. And if you can notice any changes in the body. And now bring the awareness to the natural breath at the nostrils. And just observe how the natural breath fills the abdomen with air and then the chest with air. And then as you exhale, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. And observe how the natural breath creates movement in the body as the body lies against the floor. And we're now going to do a practice which we normally do sitting up, but we'll do it mentally, Nadi Shodan. And so for this practice, visualize your breath going into the left nostril, into the eyebrow center, and then exhaling out of the right nostril. And then again, inhaling through the right nostril to the eyebrow center and exhaling out of the left nostril. And you may like to visualize when the breath goes in through the nostril up to the eyebrow center, that a change occurs in the eyebrow center. It could be that it shines or glows, or some other positive transformation takes place. In through the left and out through the right, in through the right and out through the left. And now release the practice and return the awareness back to the natural breath. And prepare now for the practice of Yoga Nidra. Ensure that you are comfortable so that you don't need to move throughout the practice. Ensure that you're warm enough or cool enough. You don't have anything tight on the body. Ensure that there's balance between the left side of the body and the right side of the body, and that the spine is straight along the floor. You may like to tuck your chin in just a little, just to ensure that the head and neck are in alignment with the spine. And take a long, deep inhalation, and as you exhale, release any remaining tension in the body. And inhale again, and as you exhale, ensure that you're not carrying any tension or expression in the face, that you've released the muscles behind the eyes. Let all tension and expression go. And observe the different points of the body against the floor. Notice the heels against the floor and the backs of the legs against the floor and the buttocks against the floor, back and the spine against the floor, the neck and the back of the head against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact create a singular plane of contact between the body and the floor. And become aware now of sound. Listen for sounds far up in the distance, but don't try to name or identify the sound. Just allow the awareness to move from sound to sound. And now listen for sounds just outside the room that you are in. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound, not trying to identify the sound. And now move the awareness to sounds inside the room that you are in. And now bring the awareness to sounds inside the body, beginning with your heartbeat. And now become aware of the natural breath, the sound of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now, and instead call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Sankalpa generally is a statement that signifies something that you would like to achieve, and it's often recommended that you speak about it as though it's already happened. If you have a Sankalpa, please mentally repeat it 3 times now, and if you don't have one, leave some space for it may emerge on its own. And now listen to my instructions as we begin to move, rotate the awareness around the body. My instructions will state the name of a body part, and as I repeat the name of that part, place your awareness there, mentally repeat the name of that part, and visualize that body part. You don't need to move it, just visualize, place your awareness there, and mentally repeat its name. Beginning with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, the waist, hip, thigh, knee, right shin, calf, the heel, the ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And now to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, left armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, left shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And now to the back of the body with the heels, the backs of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the entire spinal column, the back of the neck, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. And now around to the face with the forehead, the temples, right and left, the eyebrows, right and left, and the eyebrows center. The eyes, right and left, the nose, the cheeks, right and left, and the lips, the jaw and the chin, the throat, the collarbones, right and left, and the pit of the throat. The right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest. The right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel. The right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin. The whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together. The whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together. The whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and the whole body. Have a sense now of the whole body all at once, the whole body. Release the body rotations now and bring the awareness back to the natural breath. The natural breath now, so subtle, and observe the rise and fall of the navel in response to the natural breath. And we'll now add a count to the natural breath, counting backwards from 14 in the following way. Breathing in 14, breathing out 14, breathing in 13, breathing out 13. Counting backwards from 14, just with the natural breath. And if you lose count, begin again. And if you reach one, begin again. And if the mind wanders, use the breath like an anchor to bring it back to the practice. And now release the breath awareness, release the count, and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels so light, like it's made out of a feather, and it's barely touching the floor. The arms and the legs feel lighter, and the torso and the head feels lighter. The body is feeling lighter and lighter, like it's barely touching the floor. Release this feeling of lightness now and exchange it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels like it's made of stone, and it's so heavy that you feel it pushing against the floor. The torso feels heavier and the head feels heavier. The arms and the legs feel heavier. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, like it feels as though it's made out of stone and it's pressing against the floor. Release this feeling of heaviness now and instead exchange it for a feeling of heat. The body's feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels like it's outside on a scorching summer's day without any shade. The face feels hotter and the hands and the feet hotter, and heat radiates from the abdomen throughout the body. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's standing out in full sun on a scorching summer's day. Release this feeling of heat now and instead exchange it for a feeling of coolness. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels like it's walked into a freezer or it's outside on a freezing, bitterly cold winter's day. The face feels colder and the nose feels colder. The fingers and the toes feel colder. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's outside on a bitterly freezing winter's day. Release this feeling of coldness now. Release all of these sensations completely. Allow the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. And instead come to the space of the mind, the space in front of the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. You walk out of the room where you are in and you notice a pearl staircase winding up through the clouds. and you are so curious as to what's up there. So you begin to walk up the staircase, and you've noticed that as you walk up the staircase, any worries or any pain or any issues that you are having, with each step, all of this just melts away. You go step by step up through the clouds, and then eventually, when you're at the top, you can see the world down below. You've got a bird's eye view and can see it feels like forever. But rather than go back down already, you see a fluffy cloud. It looks so soft and inviting. So you decide that you're going to lie on top of this cloud. It feels like the most comfortable bed that you've ever been in. And you decide to lie on here in Shavasana, lying on your back, and allow yourself to drift away on this cloud. And while your eyes are open, you can see the cloud moving very gently, moving through the sky. You don't feel scared at all. You feel comforted and you feel really relaxed and peaceful. And as part of this experience, as you're drifting on the cloud, you see a rainbow coming up ahead. And for each moment, you move through the color of each of the rainbow's colors. First, you move through green, nurturing, natural green washes over your body. Next, you see red, vibrant, energetic red washes over your body. Next is orange, the beautiful color of orange washes over your body. And with each color that washes over your body, you feel even more joyous and calm and peaceful and pain-free. Next is yellow, healing yellow, washes over your body. Then blue, calming blue. You wash right through the color blue. And finally, indigo. The color of indigo washes all over your body. And you feel so invigorated and happy. And by this stage, the cloud has come back to the top of the staircase where you first left from, and you know it's time to come back to the room. So you thank the cloud for giving you such a beautiful experience and begin to descend the pearl staircase once more. But this time, when you're walking down that staircase, it doesn't mean that you will pick up all that you left behind. In fact, that's gone now. And you walk back with such joy, back down the staircase, back to the room that you are in. And now you're lying on your mat again in Shavasana. And now that you're back on your mat, call to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention, if you have one, the same from the beginning of the practice. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't have one, leave some space because it can emerge on its own. And begin to notice the breath again in the body. And notice how the breath creates movement in the body. Observe how the breath moves the back against the floor. And take notice of how you're feeling in your body at this moment. And remember the room that you are in and the details of the room. Remember the color of your mat and the color of your clothing, the color of the carpet or whatever's on the floor. And remember the time of day and begin to hear the sounds around you. And remember the world that's attached to those sounds. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. And it's time to gently externalize. Begin by making small movements with the fingers and the toes. And then gently move in a way that's right for you. Moving very consciously, stretching. You may like to move your head gently from side to side or to roll on your right side for a few moments. This is all in your own time. Gently externalizing to the world around you. And then when it's right for you again, there is no rush. Come up to a comfortable sitting position, ensuring the eyes are closed or downcast, just to maintain the peaceful state that you have created. And so very gently again, move the awareness through the body, beginning with the feet, and just compare how you feel now to when you began the practice. Gently moving the awareness up through the legs and then into the knees, up into the thighs and the buttocks, up through the fingers and the wrists and the hands, up through the forearms and the elbows, right up to the top of the arms and the armpits, right up through the torso and the spine, up into the neck and into the head. And then gently bring the awareness to the eyebrow center. At this point, just for a few moments, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude the class. Breathing in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.